And that's how I saved Christmas. I hope you enjoyed that story because due to the Geneva Convention, I am no longer allowed to repeat that. But speaking of Christmas, what the hell's with the bag?
Well, you were missing when I talked to Santa.
Oh,
I guess you were saving Christmas.
You know what? That may be it. But you know what? I have to comment on that. Yes, you interview Santa. I'm not there. I was sadly.
Well, I said some very nice things about you.
Yeah, right.
You'll see.
Well, hopefully that means I can get some gifts.
But what happened with Santa is he's talking about the carnival. And he said, are you doing a Christmas special? And I said, I don't know. It's sort of cliche. He said, you have to do a Christmas special. So he said, I'll make a deal with you. I'll give you my sack filled with questions.
Oh.
Random questions.
So you made a deal with
for
Satan
Christmas
Santa?
Eve.
Yeah.
And we just pull questions out of the bag and answer them. Now, they're going to be some holiday related because it is the holidays.
I would hope so.
So we have to do our ho-ho-hoing. And he got mad at me because I said, you do that because you don't want to be caught for copywriting if you just said ho-ho for ho-hos. You look like you eat a lot of ho-hos.
Well, yeah.
So what we're just going to do is pick some questions out of here. And if we're very good, he said I was naughty. He didn't say you were, but you are naughty.
Oh, well, so if we do this good, he'll give us presents tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm hoping we get coffee.
Coffee would
At least
be good.
coffee, because it seems like coffee vanished this year. I never seem like I'm supposed to get it, and I don't get it. So, maybe we'll get some. So we'll have to see. And on our New Year's show, we'll give you our results of what we got tomorrow. So if we answer these...
And we'd be good boys for the rest of the day.
He
maybe
may
tomorrow.
Reward us.
Maybe tomorrow we'll get coffee.
So that's cool. So this is the bag. And would you like to pick one first?
Go ahead, lead us off since he gave you the bag.
Now, let's see if Santa has bad handwriting.
I'll bet you he does.
Yeah. The future of print media. What the hell?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the future of print media. Where do you think print media is going to go?
I think a lot of it, now I'm going to go back a little bit. This is going to go into, we talked about comics. Now, I know a lot of my pals, what they do, they don't even get books anymore and they love them. Like Mike, who will eventually be on there if he's not kidnapped, as he always is. He gets his books online.
Well, it's, between all the Kindles and the e-readers.
Now, I admit, until my eyesight goes to pot, I can't do e-books. I just can't.
Well, and the problem I had with e-books, they always said was, you can read it in any light. Well, you can read a book in any light. But, I don't mind. I know, especially when people get, older and their eyesight starts to go and they don't want to schlep around a 5-pound book. But just for right now, I prefer the feel, the smell of a book.
But I also like the idea that if I'm traveling and I spill coffee on a book, I blew about $5 because they get them used. Otherwise, I blew $300 if I wreck my Kindle. And my eyesight, there's something about it. I don't like large print, and I don't like somehow...
It just looks weird.
Let me get old and decrepit first. I'm decrepit enough now.
Get old.
My contacts will... Would you like to...
Yeah, I like how we started off the Christmas special with that. Oh, okay, here we go. Favorite version of A Christmas Carol. What's it?
Wow, Santa's handwriting sucks.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Charles Dickens.
Okay. Favorite version of A Christmas Carol. The Charles Dickens version.
I would say Alistair Sim for me, the 1953 version. I think it's the be-all and end-all of it. It's got the most in it. You could see a young Patrick McNee as Marley in a flashback.
Yeah.
It seems to encompass just about everything. I think Alistair Slim's probably one of the Sim, whatever his name. He's like the master, his last name. He's probably one of the best ones.
Well, I'm going to throw out two possibilities. One, the Disney version.
Oh, the Mickey one.
Yeah, the Mickey one where... with Ebenezer Scrooge was Scrooge McDuck, wasn't he, I believe? Yeah. Or, I'm going to throw it out there, Scrooged.
Oh,
with
course.
Bill Murray.
That's a favorite. Carol Kane.
Yeah.
I think, wasn't there a Mr. Magoo one, too?
I think everybody at some point did it. Yeah, Mr. Magoo definitely did it.
There's a Sanford and Son episode of it.
Yeah, but the Mr. Magoo one I remember from one of those, VHS tapes of Christmas favorites or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was surrounded by episodes of Tennessee Tuxedo.
Now, I have indeed read the story. Have you?
No. Actually, I have never read any Charles Dickens.
Now, my view...
I know the stories, but I've never actually read them. To be honest,
Charles Dickens, he's not one of my favorites. There's a story by Evelyn Waugh called The Man Who Hated Dickens, and it comes in A Handful of Dust, too, where Tony Lass, the protagonist, ends up in Africa and gets caught by this guy who's gone insane, makes him stay there and read him Dickens, which in terms of Waugh's view was his version of hell. And I think he's overwrought. I think that it's too much emotionalism. Oscar Wilde said, "How could you suppress a laugh unless you had a heart of stone when Little Nell died?" Not in Rocky Horror, in Little Curiosity Shop. But you've never read them.
No, shockingly, I mean, I know all the stories. That's how it is with a lot of, like, the quote-unquote classic authors. I've never actually read them, but I know the stories.
You might like them, though.
So I know the story of Oliver Twist. I know A Christmas Carol. The hell else did
I've
Dickens
seen a couple movies. A lot of Nicholas Nickleby.
Don't know that
David
one.
Copperfield, not the magician.
Yeah, a lot of people were probably
Bah
disappointed.
humbug to you to Dickens, then, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Give
let's
me the Dickens.
see.
The
What was
Dickens.
that? A? What the heck?
All right, what do you got there?
More bit.
Let's see.
Favorite Christmas movie?
The favorite Christmas movie. All right, well, let's just start it out and piss everybody off.
I'm not going to say Santa Claus with Dudley Moore just to be nice to the big man in the suit to get the presents. That's definitely not it. But what's yours?
No, but let's talk about this real quick. Die Hard. Christmas movie or not?
Yeah, of course.
It is, because now I have
So
a
is
machine
Lethal
gun.
Weapon, I think.
If you think about it, yes. But favorite Christmas movie, God, I don't know. I mean, ruling out Die Hard and all that.
I think I have one. I think I
What
know
do you
what it
got?
has to be. Has to be, of course, Bumpuses.
Oh, A Christmas Story. And yes, because now, as we know, Christmas Eve, it's running for 24
I think
hours.
I have a way to find yours. Every year, it's Christmas. We get sick of it. And everything's the same. It comes on, it comes on. So I'll skip a lot.
Yeah.
And I admit I watch Love Actually every year, too.
Well, that's a
Sue
good movie,
me.
though. I like it.
But what movies, is there anything that, even if you skip the other ones, put them on hold for a couple of years, you watch one every year, no matter what?
Well, come Stanley Cup time, I always watch Slapshot.
Yeah, for Christmas.
For Christmas. Oh, for Christmas, actually, yeah. Let's switch to the horror genre. Christmas Evil.
Maybe that's it then. It's John Waters' favorite, and I heard that from him in person. He said that. It's his favorite.
Yeah.
What's it about a little bit, if that's your favorite?
Well, Christmas Evil is what? Santa is the
kid sees...
The kid sees Santa, but he's an escaped mental patient / serial
He
killer.
sees him... The kid, they show a flashback. The kid saw Santa making out with his mom. It was his dad.
Yeah.
He goes goofy. Then he works at a toy factory. He's an adult. The other one is that Silent Night, Deadly Night, the one with the escape mental
that's
patient.
right. Well, they all run together. And then you also have Black Christmas.
Yeah, or Christmas Horror Story with William Shatner. It's a recent one.
Yeah. Oh, man, there was just so many weird Christmas
If any
movies.
of you have favorites, tell us.
What was the Norwegian one? Oh, Rare Exploits.
Oh, that was a good one about how Santa's an evil thingy or something.
Santa's the evil demon, and it was like reindeer and crates.
He's an evil demon if we don't get our coffee or some present.
Or
I
something.
think I cursed us.
Yeah, good job. All right.
Okay, let's see.
Let me dip my hand into Santa's sack.
What the heck is this?
I don't know. You suppose... I can't read it.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah,
You're
go ahead.
supposed to bring a dish to the party. What do you bring?
Ooh, supposed to bring a
I
dish
suppose
to a
that
party.
goes into holidays.
Yeah, because a lot of
stuff.
potlucks and all that. Oh, I guess, well, for me, something it's easy to make and something I like and a lot of people like is the good old standard buffalo chicken wing dip. Just throw it in a crock pot, just let it bubble all day. What is it? Cream cheese, Frank's Red Hot, shredded chicken, and a lot of like cheddar at the top. Just let it go. It's a pretty universal one. I know we've spoken before. You were a big proponent of the cheese balls. Are
Yeah,
you
I
not?
make my own, but I usually leave them for home because I don't know if they'll poison anybody. And I actually I've had enough experiences where I go to these parties, and mine is the fifth thing of the one.
Yeah.
And for New Year's Eve years ago, we actually had a thing where we made chicken wings, and everybody had to get a sauce. So I just picked one out. We just mixed them up. But I tend to now just go with the good old booze because everybody likes the booze on the holidays
Yeah, the good old Christmas cheer, as it were.
and everything that. And actually, otherwise, I don't know. Otherwise, cookies or like a dip. A dip's always good, or chips or something. But there's always so many repeats. That's why I do the booze, because the booze will run out. The booze will be fun.
Yeah, and the problem is you don't know what kind of crowd you're going to have. You don't know dietary restrictions, this and that, or personal preferences. So you don't want to invest all this time and money making a rather extravagant or not extravagant dish and have it just be sitting there.
Now
the
that you've
entire
said
night.
it, and do something with little smokers because they
Oh,
roll.
yeah, the
Or
little...
summer sausage, because why
Well,
is
you-
that thing in the winter?
Yeah. No, the little smokies, just throw them, again, crock pot. Throw them in the crock pot with some barbecue sauce or something.
You like those crock pots.
Oh, I mean, it's one of the greatest kitchen tools of all time, and
Yeah.
Now I want little Smokies.
Oh, I got a whole bunch of them. The bacon cheddar ones.
All right,
What is this?
back to the bag.
What the hell? Yoyos are Slinkies? What the heck?
Yoyos are...
Santa's really taxing us for these gifts.
I was never good at the yo-yo. I know my cousin Opie, who will be on the show eventually at some point.
Be warned.
He's a pretty good yo-yo man. Slinkies, I like them, but at the same time, like, if you look at them cross-eyed, they'll bend, and then the slinky goes away.
We had a thing one time, if you've heard Talking Smart,
Yes.
one of the places we held it, there was a lecture hall in there, and it was one of those where it was like it stood up.
Like the old ski slope style ones.
We had a fantasy about rolling a slinky down there, but I actually like yo-yos. When I was a kid, I used to get them all the time, and I actually got pretty good with them.
I
They
never
had the glow in the dark ones.
Yeah,
with
I
the
like
batteries,
watching
butterflies.
I like watching good yo-yo people. What do they call them?
Yo-yo Mas. No, they do cellos.
Yo-yo meisters or whatever, but I tried, but it was just like everything else. It never came back to me.
Plus, they're better weapons than slinkies if you
Well,
can
isn't
lug
that
or
where the
something.
yo-yo came from, basically? It was an old
The
old
guys
weapon?
whizzed them out that they have like a knife on them or something.
or sharpened it or weighted it down and
But it was cool because there were so many in the day. The butterfly ones, all these other things.
I remember seeing a bunch of them. The old glow-in-the-dark. What was the big yo-yo brand?
Oh, I think it had the butterfly on it though.
I remember the butterfly.
But then there's Yo-Yo Ma, who's a cellist.
Very good cellist.
Yeah, very good.
Might I add. All right. I'm going to put my hand in Santa's bag. What the hell is this?
What the heck?
It's a receipt. The old 97's Christmas album.
Santa's getting Christmas albums?
Well, apparently Santa likes the Christmas music.
The old 97s are sort of a garage country band. I guess they did a Christmas album this year.
Yeah, why would he leave a receipt in the bag? You know, you'd think it would be a business expense. He would file that with his accountant.
They're actually very good, and they're all around, but they did a Christmas album, and I guess it must be pretty good if Santa got it. Do you have any Christmas albums you listen to since we talked about that?
I remember, well, growing up in Pittsburgh, there was this band. They were called Pure Gold, and they were kind of like a cappella. And I'm a big fan of a cappella music when it's good a cappella music, and they put out a Christmas album. And their bass man, for the life of me, I can't remember his name. He was a very, very good bass man, but that's a good Christmas album. Or I don't necessarily have to have an album, just the old good Christmas songs. You know, your Bing Crosby, Perry Como, Nat King Cole.
A polka Christmas.
A polka Christmas. Those are just the classics.
I tend to get one a year. It's a tradition. This year they had St. Shatner Claus. William Shatner did one. It has Iggy Pop and him singing Silent Night while Shatner talking.
Yeah, Shatner.
Henry Rollins, Todd Rundgren, Rick Wakeman. And I also got Rob Halford from Judas Priest did one called Winter Song. Did you know Rob's a devout Christian, too? And he was very reverential, as far as metal Christmas albums go. So, if you have any ones you like, there's tons and tons.
Yeah, and like I say, it doesn't. I just like getting a bunch of different ones, putting them on shuffle, and just letting them go.
I don't know what Santa listens to. Why would he bother? What's playing at the workshop?
Well, apparently the old 97s now.
Yes, and they're good though. Check them out. What the? Do you knit and have ever worn women's clothing?
Seriously?
Yes.
Do I knit? No.
I actually did crocheting when I was a kid. It relaxed me. That was it.
I don't think I have the hand-eye coordination to do that.
I don't know.
I know, my grandmother, who passed away many years ago, she was a big maker of the crocheter of the Afghan blankets.
Yeah, that's what I did. They had books in them to crochet.
Yeah.
It was relaxing. I couldn't do it now, but it was just really just sort of neat. I remember watching the Olympics years ago crocheting.
Well, and on the have you ever worn women's clothing? Well, isn't that basically any clothing could technically be male or female clothing?
Yeah, I mean, really. I mean, I dressed up in drag for Halloween once.
I own a kilt.
Yeah, same thing.
Just one kilt.
Santa's kind of odd, isn't he?
Well,
it's
when you're up at the North Pole with a bunch of
different reindeer exhaust all night. Sorry about that one. It's not our fault.
I'm not sorry at all. All right, what do we got here? I suppose you should talk about Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stan Lee passed away.
Passed away
and
a
it
while
was his
ago.
birthday right around the holidays. I think it's the 22nd, maybe.
Somewhere
It's
around
round
there.
now.
But yes, obviously we're a little behind the schedule, but Stan Lee is, I think, probably the last of the old guard comic.
Steve Ditko passed away this year. Kirby's
Yeah,
dead.
Kirby
I think
passed.
Carmen Infantino has to be dead.
But and then there was that whole controversy about Bill Maher, who just wanted attention because that's what people like.
He
that
loved
too.
his check from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
And I think the only grain of truth that he probably didn't even know are those kind of people you see sometimes around who I never grew up to these 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds acting like they're 10. But you can enjoy comics at any age. I learned how to read, and I have to say something to Bill Maher. They're not for kids. We just had somebody in here who's a great artist this year.
Yeah.
And if you read Coyotes, it's not
That's
really
not
a
a
kid's
kid's
book.
comic. But no, and I think it's just, it was a rather silly, stupid, close-minded statement.
And I think, did you say Stan Lee was sort of like a Steve Jobs?
Well, and like him or not, everybody is going to have their opinions on Stan Lee, but he was an innovator. While he may not have been the greatest creative mind, he knew how to take things that artists did and turn them into something
That's
big.
the way. We'll never know. There's a lot of things that come out of who did what, who did
Right.
this. Suffice that Stan had a big hand in it. Without him guiding Marvel,
Marvel never would
we
be.
would just be reading DC still.
Yeah, there would be no
There'd be
Avengers
Dark Horse.
movies.
And look at this, how much all these movies now. It's amazing.
Yeah, and so I think his statement was ridiculous, and he should feel shame.
And thinking about this time of year, the good old Marvel Christmas specials they did too were really cool.
Star Wars Christmas special?
Oh, that's
Sorry, George Lucas
make
is
sure
going
he
to smite
doesn't
me
hear us. We
from
may be
afar.
in trouble because he doesn't even want bootlegs of that to exist. And George likes the money.
Yeah.
But Stan, wherever you are, Excelsior.
Excelsior Stan.
And we may do a whole episode on you
I think
sometime
at some point
because
we will.
he's Stan Lee.
Yes, he is.
He's amazing.
Back to the bag.
Oh,
Back
goodness.
to the bag.
But Stan, we miss you, and it's everything.
The comic world isn't the same anymore.
No.
What do you got?
Are Grape Nuts evil, or just really annoying?
No, I mean, well, Grape Nuts, they're a specialty thing. I remember I would put them in yogurt.
There's only I could do this. There's an episode of Super Friends from the 70s with a monolith.
Meanwhile,
Exactly.
you know who that was, right?
Oh, no.
That's Ted Knight.
No,
Judge Smales from Caddyshack.
Amazing.
Meanwhile,
What happened, there was a monolith, and the idea was it was evil. All these bad guys were using it, and the Super Friends, they realized it wasn't evil. It's just you use it. I think Grape Nuts have their use. If you dye it, they're wonderful because it takes you about a day to eat them.
right.
They go in yogurt.
Yeah, I put them. I used to mix them in like strawberry yogurt when I was young.
So I wouldn't think they're evil. I mean,
No,
they're not
they're not
like,
evil.
Like brie or something like that, or
Brie's not evil. Brie's phenomenal.
pate. I don't like pate though.
Communist.
There's a difference. Brie's fine. Pate's gross.
I love
But
me
they're
some
not
liver.
evil though. I mean, maybe you've had a bad experience with them. You choked on them, but you could choke on any cereal, any food. So is that evil?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think a cereal with maybe
And I don't get into foodism just because I don't like it.
with maybe the exception of crackling oat bran is evil.
Yeah,
I like crack.
I do too. Well, that's why you like it though.
Good God, are we all
Santa,
over the damn
you're-
map?
Santa, I want that freaking gift after doing this. This one's Santa Care, right?
No, I understand this, but who or what is Batista?
Not the guy
not
in
Dave
the
Batista,
movies.
but this
there's
is
a character. There's a legend on Easton Alexander. There's this guy out there. I don't know if he's a guy or a force of nature.
6 of 1.
And he would talk. He would blow smoke rings, and he was very ominous.
I remember being nearby his presence when at a establishment that served the legal adult beverages, and a person was giving issue to the fact that without any sort of ID they could not be permitted in said bar, which common sense would say is fine. But he said, "You have to let me in. I'm a doctor. You have to be 25 to be in med school." And from out of nowhere, all you hear is this ominous voice, "Doogie Howser was a doctor."
And he also did. There was a guy going around one time, introducing himself,
Oh, yeah.
and he gets up to Batista. And if any of you could spot this person, tell us he exists. This is like Bigfoot. We
Yeah.
don't know if he really exists. We don't know what he is.
Yeah. But shout out to him anyway.
He came out Yeah, and make sure he doesn't know where we are or
Oh, he'll
anything.
find
Where
us.
are we today anyways,
I
too?
don't
We
even
tried
know.
to get to the North Pole, but we didn't make it.
Yeah, no, we were trying to get to the North Pole, but that's what happens when you print directions off the internet. We ended up at the Maypole.
But he went up to Batista and he said, what is his name, Ed, or something? Or I believe we've never met. And
Yeah,
Batista's response was, blow on cigarette, smoke ring. Let's keep
Let's
it that
keep
way.
it that way.
So he's shout out to you anyways.
It's your turn.
It is. Oh, I'm so
I already
excited.
fondled the bag, or fondled the sack.
fondled
It's your
the
turn.
sack?
Yeah, every now and then.
Ever try a food challenge that made you sick?
No, because I've seen the results of the. Well, no, I'll take that back. I have done on a few occasions those weird jelly bean ones, the bean boozled.
Yeah. Or the Harry Potter ones?
Yeah. I never did the cinnamon challenge. I never did the chubby bunny thing.
Any of the hot sauces?
No, I mean,
I Dave Insanity'd myself by mistake the other week. That hurt.
no,
my
because I
mouth.
like to taste my food. But the chubby bunny thing, I never did.
What the heck is this?
You never heard of that one?
No.
That's one where you say the phrase chubby bunny, and then after each time you put another marshmallow in your mouth. And you have to see how long, and you end up with chubby bunny, and then you either choke, die, or spit marshmallows.
No, and I've
everywhere.
never done the cinnamon thing because I've heard it's actually real, and I don't want to be stupid. The one.
Well,
with
you
the-
can do it, but it takes like 10 minutes to do
And
it.
disclaimer, don't try
Yeah,
any of
don't
this stuff,
do it.
please.
Please,
The
for
one,
God's
I don't
sake.
call it a challenge, but sometimes you'll see new food and you'll try it. So I made the mistake at one restaurant. We saw monkfish liver, and we were saying, no, we're not going to try. We're not going to try. We're not going to try.
You tried it.
Okay, let's try.
How was it?
Oh,
No?
I did not vomit, but it was
So
horrifying.
I couldn't do it, but
It was just really, yeah, your excuse. It's a food allergy, I suppose.
Yeah.
It is monkfish.
but on the adventurous eating thing, I remember I was in San Antonio, Texas. We stopped at this Japanese restaurant. It may sound funny, but it actually was good. The quail egg shooter with the raw quail egg. That was good.
Oh, see?
Yeah, that was quite
Again,
nice.
if you ever have anything, tell us. We like to hear this stuff.
Back to the bag.
Maybe you'll get a gift.
Maybe. But
It's not on our hands. I mean, I don't vouch for Santa.
it was
I
a
don't think
long
he
one.
liked me that much.
Would foosball, air hockey, or bumper pool be a better Olympic sport? Yes. Yes. Especially
Which one, though? Do you have a
bumper
special?
pool.
So you don't hear about bumper pool anymore, and I have to do a shout out to my Uncle Art, who's passed away, but I think of him this time of year. In his basement, when I was a kid, and we went there for the Christmas parties, we'd go in the basement, he had a bumper pool table.
There is a place that we go to, my family and I go to every year. If you've never seen Hot Tub Time Machine, it's Kodiak Valley, basically. But 2 of the units there have bumper pool tables. And
Or
it's,
were they like red and pink, sort of?
well, there was the bumpers were red and white, if I remember.
red and
correct.
white,
Yeah,
red and white,
red
yeah.
and white, and you have 5 balls each side, and the goal is to.
And you have the little bumpers, obviously.
Yeah, there's bumpers surrounding one singular hole on each side in the center of the table, and then like a diamond shape of bumpers in the middle, and you have to play off the bumpers and the bank and the rails to get all the balls in the hole before your opponent does.
He didn't think of one. What about like one of those bowling games from bars? That could be a good Olympic
Oh, like
sport.
the shuffleboard
Yeah.
with the sand on
And to
it.
explain, believe it or not, I hate to say this, I feel old, but if you've never heard of bumper pool, look it up.
Oh, bumper pool is
They
fantastic.
have to be around still. I don't think they're extinct.
They're not extinct, but they're definitely in danger.
And I know I would rather do that than air hockey because I always hold the thing too low and crank my fingers.
Yeah.
And I did have a foosball table, though. I enjoyed that. And the little hockey table, I had actually the LA Kings versus the Minnesota North Stars.
Yeah, I remember those old, like the bubble hockey.
Who picked out of the bag?
That was me. That was me.
I'm
'cause
so
my-
excited by
That was
my
me because
present.
my hand's still
I'm
wet.
so excited by my presents for tomorrow after we get our goodies. We are going to get presents. It's the holidays. So talk something holiday related. Do we have to talk Christmas?
No, but on that, when people say happy holidays, I'm just wondering what holiday they're referring
I'm
to.
honestly, I say what comes first in my head. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Easter. I don't even think about it.
Yeah, it's not a slight or some sort of exclusionary thing. It's basic. If you look at the calendar, December 25th says Christmas Day.
I suppose you should tell a little holiday story that you won't hear anywhere else because it's the holidays, talk about the holidays. I was over at my friend Rob's house years ago, and we hear the doorbell ring. It's around 11:30. It's
Santa?
Christmas season. And it was not Santa.
Wow.
It was a man-child looking about 20 in a diaper holding a cake. And we're going, Okay, what is this? Turned out he was a student. I will not name the college because they probably want to sue us, but he was pledging a frat. He was going around doing this.
Was it a good cake at least?
I honestly can't remember, but I think Rob scarfed it.
I would have too.
But-
Free man baby cake?
So I
Hell
don't
yeah.
know if anybody else out there during this season sees somebody come in a diaper to give them a cake. You've heard the story before.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you haven't.
Except the cake.
Yeah. So that's mine.
All right. Well, I'll think about what I... Okay.
Next time, you're going to be the cake.
Oh, here's another holiday. Have the
Hey,
holiday...
look, he's got a little Santa on
there's
the
a little
back
Santa
of
on
this
the back
one.
of the page. Have the holidays become too commercialized?
Hell yeah.
Yes. And my thought on that is, I was watching television, and you see these commercials for these electronic stores, and you see 52-inch plasma TV makes a great stocking stuffer.
It's got a big stock.
Yeah,
there, dude.
no.
I can speak from the mall.
Oh,
Now, I know somebody who lives by there, and you go by there one time in the parking lot, there's a guy screaming over Black Friday. During the day, people are lined up. Now, I go in the old days, again, this person I mentioned, Rob, my friend, we used to go shopping on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think I might be doing that after we're out of here.
yeah.
We would go
Pick
to the
up the
mall
last
and
minute
other
gifts.
places. We would see people and everything that we knew. We would see, like, Sil from the Little Italy thing. We would run into him.
Oh, yes.
And we'd all get presents fine. We didn't take it that seriously. We didn't go
Yeah.
crazy. And we got stuff, and it was fun, but it wasn't all about the greed. It was a feeling to it.
Well, that's the problem, I think.
And
It's
the fights and everything, it's like the Purge. It's like the real-life version of the Purge.
and it's become more about what can I get somebody rather than giving them something sentimental or missing the thought of the actual holiday, which is the being with the family, being with people you
And
may
I
or
think
may
the
not
holiday
care about.
blahs don't really, they come from it being pushed so much, so early. Buy.
And I'm sorry, but when it's August and I'm seeing Christmas shit in the stores, there's a problem.
No, and I just don't like it. Of course, it's become too commercialized.
Yeah.
You don't have to save Christmas. You have to save everything from all the commercialization. Make it fun again. That's the
Yeah,
idea. It's
and,
like
w- and I
have
don't
fun.
I don't feel like having to be still in credit card debt in May because of
And that's,
shit I
you always
purchased in
hear about that
December.
the letdowns in January where people are very depressed over that because they're so broke.
Right.
But shall we get off that depressing subject?
Yeah, move on to something more sacky.
I don't know. Let's see what he says here.
Okay.
It says, what can we expect from the carnival in 2019? How the hell do I know we're
Well, we're random. No, more things, more guests, more stupidity, more, and
Well, one thing for sure is that we know this is written in stone, or unless he kills us, is the Relic Horror Camp. We know we're going to do that.
yes, the Relic Horror Camp,
It is Relic, isn't it? He's doing that.
Relic,
His
Relic and his
brother's
brother
gonna show up.
Chaos. Yeah, who knows who's going to show up.
We know that, but otherwise, again, tell us what you want to hear.
Yeah, and here,
There
how
will
about,
be more talking smarts.
well, how about this? Let's go the wish list, because everybody has a wish list. What's our wish list? There's some guests I would love to have.
And we may surprise you. You may actually know who these people are, too.
Yeah, you never know.
And we don't know. We're random, though. That's why we're making this up as we go along, as opposed to Santa doing
No,
some of
actually,
these
the
stupid things.
ultimate Christmas wish I have for 2019 is to be sitting here a year from today doing another one of these.
That's
That,
Relic.
that people actually still want to listen to.
I
us.
don't know, because Relic may just make us vanish at that camp.
Well, we are going to be out in the middle of the friggin' woods.
And where the heck is Maple? I don't know how to get home from here.
Well, you just GPS it because it got us here in the first. It's okay. All right, not off the holiday thing. Libraries, are they worth it or a waste of money? They're worth it.
They're worth. And I have to say this, and
You want to talk about waste of taxpayer
I
money?
talked
Look at
about
everything
funded
else.
stadiums, everything else. Give me the library.
Yeah,
It's one
because
of the best resources there is.
yeah, because everybody can use it. Not everybody can use a stadium. You can't just go down and say to your town, "Hey,
Well,
I
you
want
don't
to
have
rent the
to pay. You
stadium."
don't have to buy a ticket every time you go in and get double taxed. And there's so many things. I still love going to the library.
Yeah, because especially my library have a lot of programs for kids. And just good resources, lots of stuff to do. It's more than just books.
Yeah, I have plenty of books at home. I never read them
Because I'm always reading stuff out of the library. I'm actually working through. I just finished up Neil Gaiman's Sandman series
Awesome.
that I got most of them out of the library.
Yeah, that's cool. You never know about him.
Yeah,
You never know, and I know Caitlin's a big fan of Sandman,
How
too.
can you? Yeah, because the artistry is amazing.
You know, we may
writing.
talk about him soon.
I think at some point.
You know
we
what?
will.
Talk about what might come up soon with that. As we said on the last question, you never know.
Yeah.
We may have something, and we'll have Caitlin on for that because
I mean, hell, we don't even know.
Caitlin has to add class to this podcast too. I mean, you know that.
Well,
let's see what.
You and I, we put the ass in class.
Yes. Let's see what the heck. I want these presents. What the heck is this? Favorite guilty pleasure TV show?
Oh, Jesus.
Stuff we watch. What's actually quality we watch?
Well, no, it doesn't necessarily have to be quality. Guilty pleasure means, like you're going to watch it no matter what. Guilty pleasure TV show. I have to admit, some of the Food Network reality shows I'm a fan of. Cartoons I'm a fan of. But I'm going to have to think on that. What do you got?
Okay, either Dawson's Creek or right now Supergirl.
Okay, see, yeah, there you go. Like Dawson's Creek.
I can explain that, though. I watched Buffy, and I would get on, it would be on before Buffy, and I got hooked into the whole teen angst drama, and I could relate to Joey Potter so much. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know.
I never really watched Dawson's Creek.
Bless you.
I didn't sneeze.
I mean, a lot of things, what you watch, it would be guilty pleasures in general. Is there anything good you watch? It's Supergirl, I just think.
Well, actually, yes, because next week, the Orville comes back.
Oh, there you go. That could be a guilty pleasure.
I like that.
Mike Murray was on here. Count Mike, he really likes that.
Yeah, it's a good show.
So I suppose whatever's your guilty pleasure, do you like it? Was it entertaining?
I have more guilty pleasure movies than TV shows. I mean, one of my guilty pleasure movies is Armageddon, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Every time it's on, I'm going to sit there and
Well,
watch
when
it.
he's hitting the balls at the Greenpeace thing.
Yeah, that's just funny.
Shall we, just before we embarrass ourselves?
Oh, it's too late for that. All right, moving along.
What the heck?
Say something.
Another Christmas memories one.
Some of your Christmas memories. Something about Christmas memories. Oh, Jesus.
I can think of, okay, I have one I'll get you out of this one. Did you have a favorite present one year? Because I could say one year, this will surprise you. Back in the day, Atari was really big, but
I remember
we ended
Atari.
up getting one. It was by Magnavox. It was Odyssey. And I think it got banned because they did a lot of ripoffs.
Yeah.
Casey Munchkin was Pac-Man. They did an adventure game which was almost D&D. But they were really, really fun because, like, for Casey Munchkin, you could design your own maze. Adventure, you could play characters and design the adventure.
Yeah.
And we would be up there. They had the racing games, like Racing on Ice. And I remember we were up till we had headaches playing that. And the same thing went for Atari, where we played Space Invaders all night.
Well, I remember sitting in the basement of my mom's house with my cousin. We would play that terrible and frightening E.T. Atari game. Or the Star Wars one where you had to whip around the
And there was
the
some
AT-ATs.
television, too. I remember that one.
Yeah, and good old Pitfall. But
Pitfall. I remember Pitfall really well.
Pitfall and Frogger. There you go.
You know what might be the thing for a Christmas memory that we can never get back? When you were a kid, the night before Christmas. And I swear the one night, Santa, I believe in Santa now because I met him.
Well, you
but I
should.
remember the one year, it almost sounded like it was probably snow falling, like reindeer around.
Would sound, yeah, something like that.
And they forked all my food down there.
Um,
And we would go to midnight mass. We wouldn't go to midnight mass, but we'd go to mass. It was pretty.
yeah, it was.
And I
just-
sung in the choir one year.
Ooh. But on the favorite gift note, now here's something interesting. It was when you were a kid, you always hated a certain kind of gifts, like socks.
You know where this is
Things
going. It was the one aunt who always gave me the sweater.
But at the same time, now as an adult, I appreciate getting the pack of socks for Christmas because then I don't have to buy socks
I
again.
did too, but those were fun. And they were always fun. Christmases were fun then.
Yeah.
And nowadays.
Oh wait, that was yours.
Oh, I'm losing. I'm just
You
getting too excited.
really like handing me Santa's sack, don't you?
Oh my goodness! What restaurant did you like when you were a kid that's gone now?
Ooh, that's gone now?
So it no longer exists. So you have memories as a child of going there, but you cannot
Well,
go
I mean,
there anymore.
Does it have to be a specific restaurant?
How the
Could it be
hell-
a
I didn't write
chain?
the question. Santa wrote
Well,
it.
okay, well,
So it could be anything, I suppose.
I guess it.
Depends if you get a present tomorrow.
Well, I probably won't because chain-wise, it was kind of like an Arby's thing. It was called Rax, R-A-X.
I drove by one.
I think there's one
Years ago. We were
still
going.
around.
Actually, we were going somewhere. We were going to New Jersey. Went through PA. I remember seeing Rex by a reptile house. I still remember that.
That and the old Ponderosa, but there's a couple.
I actually
of them
have
still
one around here. I thought about this Red Barn.
Okay.
Because you could build your own sundaes. And as a kid building your own sundaes,
that was the blast.
The havoc we wrecked. And they gave away those glasses with the cartoon characters. They probably were made of lead now, but I still have them. I don't drink out of them.
Just don't lick the glasses. No, there was a restaurant in the town I grew up in, the Village, Verona Village Inn. It's still there. I mean, I think it closed for a while and then it came back.
And I have another one, the September place. It looked like the Keebler's Elf hideout. It was down on the ridge.
Okay.
And it was a big tree house. And you went in, and it was really neat. And I think it's a moving place now because you could see remnants.
Oh.
But
yeah,
I know where Santa eats. Probably the buffet. There goes the presents.
He hits up the buffet at the Sizzler.
Sizzler rules. I used to go there in D.C. all the time.
It's one... What is it?
It's the holiday. Say something random about them.
Say something random about the holidays.
I don't know. Happy Hanukkah, because I think Hanukkah came up about a week ago or so or two.
Krampus is the Germanic anti-Santa Christmas demon, half man, half goat, who would capture little children, naughty little children, put them in his burlap sack, beat them with switches, and take them back to his cave and eat them.
Okay, I have. Well, because I love history and all that. Traditions around the world, and there's the German pickle ornament. Real thing. I've actually gotten somebody...
I have one.
I gave somebody a present, and they loved it. What they do in Germany is they have an ornament. It looks like a pickle.
Yeah.
You could see them anywhere. They're not like a big secret or anything.
Not anymore, no.
You put it on the tree, and actually it works as natural camouflage.
Yeah, because it's
And
green.
whoever finds it gets an extra present.
But now, interestingly, it's a German tradition. You know, 90% of Germans have never heard of it.
Well,
In like recent surveys, I read that.
see about Christmas going.
Yeah, but I
Is
have.
it Prussian though, or like I wonder what area it's from? I mean, more like Friedberg. I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure, but
There's
I know,
something random about the Happy Santa.
Yeah, but I know I do have the pickle ornament.
Yeah, and he's Père Noël in France. He's
Sinterklaas in Scandinavia.
Yeah, Father Christmas.
And Saint Nicholas, as you know, was actually Turkish.
Yes.
A Turkish
His
saint.
body got kidnapped, I guess. Because
Several
there were
times.
stories, weren't there, that he throw stuff in the window or for the holidays?
because he was the patron
he was
saint
oh,
of...
come on. He was a bishop of, was it Accurate? Wasn't Istanbul. He was like,
No,
it
well,
started
back,
with an A.
back then it was a Greek city-state, but today it was actually modern-day Turkey. But he was a patron saint of like wayward or reformed thieves, and he would throw presents, and that's why they...
And then
Saint
they
Nicholas.
stole a lot from Wodan.
Yeah, so he was what, 3rd or 4th century?
Because if you look at, to be honest, and he looked this way when I saw him, Santa, a lot of the cartoons from the old good old Condé Nast cartoons, Thomas Nast, that's the modern Santa, because it was based on Wodan a little, flying around with the goats
Yeah,
in Germany.
and that's the Santa that we see now as a Western creation.
So, I don't know, do we have more? Or
That's pretty random. Krampus, a
Want to do
Christmas
one
ornament.
more or not? Or
Yeah, we can get a couple more.
I mean, Santa's.
Look,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I just want my presents, so I admit I
okay.
don't have altruism here.
We look at that. Santa's getting okay. Best worst Christmas memories, gifts, meals. We kind of covered that.
Yeah, that's. Want to take another one?
I think Santa's getting a little. Never mind. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I want my present. He said it.
Do you have a dream guest on the carnival? Yeah, dream guest, but it ain't gonna happen.
That might sound like dream guest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to jinx it.
If we could have it, this is
Rosario
that
Dawson.
stupid question, but if we could ever have like a historical figure who's dead, we could bring him back.
Oh, I have one. Sherman. William Sherman.
We might have to bring that legendary Batista on
Yeah.
here to protect us.
Yeah. And
I
yes,
don't
I
know.
did say Rosario Dawson under my breath before.
Metternich of Austria, the statesman of Europe, because he was an interesting guy as nobody's really heard about. He had so much effect on 19th century politics.
You see, that'd be interesting. Somebody that we don't know anything about.
Yeah, he was called the coachman of Europe because he shepherded so much of the things around in mid-18th century Europe.
I'm gonna have to get a book.
There's
on
not
him
a
now.
lot of books on him either. It's
Oh,
disappointing.
never mind. Well, thank you
Shall
for
I
that.
pick the last one?
Well, I think we can do a couple more.
Okay. Santa,
two more.
I want my present.
Yeah, we're really going full tilt with this.
Yeah, and the holiday questions are getting... Oh, did you ever get accidentally wasted on modeling glue or Whammo bubbles? I suppose that's holiday because we get presents like that when we were kids.
Well, no, because by the time I started growing up, the modeling thing was kind of...
Turpentine, too. He should have said turpentine.
Oh, Jesus. How about Sterno? But no, accidentally wasted on it, no. Magic markers, maybe.
Magic markers. I think I got wasted on modeling glue one time by mistake when I was doing a model.
By mistake. That's what happens when you squirt glue into a bag.
Because Whammo bubbles probably toxic, I'm sure.
Oh, everything's like silly string. They found out was
silly
extremely
string. That
toxic
was one.
and
But I would
flammable.
figure. I think modeling glue. I got lightheaded a few times.
Yeah, no, I never built a model, and that's actually
I tried and I quit because I never had patience.
That's actually that's why you're not a very good doctor. But that's there it is. It's something I've always wanted to try. Is building a model, and maybe one day I will. And there are still little stores that have models.
Claudia Schiffer or a male model, Chippendales.
It depends. I mean, if they're nice and
I
they
did
take me out
try
to
to
dinner.
make a puppet one time. It was green. I don't know what the heck it was supposed to be.
That's not
Took
frightening.
forever. It was a marionette.
I made a marionette in elementary school. Mine was a paper mache alligator.
So, yeah,
And he did not look like a paper. He looked like paper mache.
I think
something.
we should have done some modeling glue before that question.
Who says I didn't? You didn't. You don't know what I was doing before I got here.
Kids, don't try this at home.
No, try it in public. Upside down. Recommend a book.
We did Thoughts on Black Friday.
Yeah, thoughts on Black Friday. Recommend a book.
I finally can do it.
Yeah.
There's a book about Red Cloud by Bob Blubrry. If you don't know who
you've been
Red
wanting
Cloud
to do this for a
is,
while.
he was, how would you describe him? A very
very. What's a good word
bad
for
man.
him?
He was a Oglala Sioux warrior in the 19th century. Yeah. The only chief to ever defeat the American forces.
Yes.
All the other tribes were scared to hell of him. Literally, they had a conference of the tribes the Americans called. They had to get the American assurances he wasn't going to do bad things to them.
Yeah.
We don't want to describe what they would do to people in
No,
battle.
but it's one of those that we didn't hear he's a name that I didn't hear about growing up when I was a kid. You always heard like the standard native warriors. Geronimo, Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse. But this guy scared the hell out of Crazy Horse.
Yes, and he was just a very, very bad man, a very good leader.
Oh, excellent leader.
Smart, but he wrote his memoirs. Or
He dictated his memoir. I don't know if he was one
lived
of those
a
who knew how
long
to
time,
write.
almost to 90. But the interesting thing about Bob Blubrry is he also wrote, talk about this, a biography of Red Cloud and Fatso, Art Donovan.
Yes, and that's the first time I read, and that's a book to read. If you can find
wanna
it,
use
it's
that
been
one?
out of print. Yeah, I guess this is a Bob Drury plug thing. It's called Fatso: Football When Men Were Really Men. It's the autobiography of the late great NFL Hall of Famer Art Donovan Jr., son of boxing Hall of Famer Art Donovan Sr. He was a boxing referee and grandson of Professor Mike Donovan, another boxing Hall of Fame member.
So that's our. But I've been wanting to do that book for quite a while.
Yeah,
we might do an episode where we just recommend.
I think at some point we're just gonna have to do a lot.
We
of
do
books.
read books.
I like books. Print media.
Print media.
See,
print
Circular.
media. This thing.
Oh,
here.
what do you got there?
It's got snowflakes on it.
Yeah.
The hell is this? Christmas pickle.
See, we jumped the gun on the Christmas pickle.
Whoa!
It's like it's
so
like
you know
we're
what?
reading
That doesn't count then.
It's like we're reading Santa's mind.
You better give us weirdest beer you ever had and weirdest flavored vodka. I'd go with the salmon for the vodka.
Well, no, I did buy the smoked salmon vodka for a cousin of mine, and I told him the only thing I was looking for was some bagel-flavored gin and some cream cheese-flavored schnapps. But that one, I've seen... Remember back in the day, vodka came in one flavor?
Yes.
It was vodka.
And I could say the first place I saw flavored vodka was in Moscow, Russia, for real.
Really?
Yes, that's the first place I ever saw it. I saw and then it came here. But I would say the smoked salmon, because bacon, come on, that's everywhere. Cream cheese, though, that's pretty.
Peanut butter. I think I've had peanut butter vodka.
But I would say smoked salmon. Because
Yeah.
you think, what the heck do you pair that with?
Well, no, Bloody Mary. That's what he used it for, because he was a Clamato
And beer,
man.
there's so many.
The weirdest...
Maybe the Clamato one, that's just disgusting.
Yeah, the Clamato beer. I know Rogue at some point made a siracha beer, and that's when you know
There's
it's time to
donut
stop buying
ones, maple
sriracha.
bacon donut ones.
Or the old Cave Creek chili beer, the one with the chili pepper floating in it.
What?
Or the... I remember this one. If you can find it, it might make a good spaghetti sauce. It's called Mamma Mia Pizza Beer.
Okay, they have cheeseburger beers too, I think.
Yeah, and chicken wing beer, but Mamma Mia pizza beer basically tastes like oregano.
Actually, a little thing. We go to this store sometime. It's this amazing little store out by West Seneca. And did they have some weird ones there, too? They had a pickle beer there, didn't they? Not a beer, but like a soft
Oh,
drink.
yeah, the sodas.
So that made me think of beers.
Yeah, they had the pickle one.
TV dinner gum.
The TV dinner gum, the bacon soda, the sweet corn soda, which actually is pretty good. Bacon I'm not going to try because that just frightens me.
I don't know if we could top this one. I hope Santa forgives us if that's it, or do any more. Or...
Well, let's see. One more. Yeah, one more.
Okay. See, I'm getting nervous. I want my present.
Well, we want to appease him. All right, this will be the last. We'll call this the last one. What the hell?
Carnival doesn't discuss politics. Why will it ever?
Okay, well, that's a good one to end on. We don't discuss politics. Why? Because it's depressing.
And I have to say something, and to toot our own horns, the holiday horns, we know a lot about it. Especially if we have Fred and the Goose.
Oh, if you haven't listened to Talking Smart, do it, because they're hilarious.
But I would say, do it like this. Okay, imagine this. You go somewhere, you listen to something, so you see a Trump sign, you see a vote Democrat, vote blue.
Yeah.
You lose 50% of your business.
Right.
And you don't want to hear about this stuff. It saturates society so much. Take time off. If some of our guests bring it up, we let them talk about what they want. We don't chant, we don't censor them. But why do you want to hear it? Maybe now we may talk serious issues down the line, like economics.
But we want to be more positive and happy, and and that's the problem with it. Because you can't talk politics without raising ire with somebody.
And I was thinking of presidents, and I was thinking for all of them, just about if I disagreed with them, didn't disagree with them, there were some things I liked.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call anybody evil or anything. I think the system has its problems, obviously. Leave that to the more serious stuff.
Yeah.
The people who don't know what they're talking about, well, we probably do, but we don't talk about it.
We just want to be fun. And let's get maudlin for a minute.
Yeah.
Because we can. It's the holidays. It's the holidays. Enjoy the happiness that you can find, even if it's
crazy.
Even if it's crazy or fleeting happiness before the New Year's Eve crush. But enjoy what you're doing and who you're with, and just try to be happy.
Yeah, but you'll get presents unlike us.
Yeah, and look under your tree because you'll get something, and we just don't want any.
There's always some. I
don't want any coal shoved up my stocking.
I always say I always find some fun during the holidays. It's overworked, it's all, but it's the end of the year.
We have to return his sack, or is he good?
He might make us do this again sometime, or loan it to the Easter Bunny. It'll be his bag of eggs.
He'll keep it. That just reminds me of go. I'll save that one for Easter, but Lord Santa, we beseech you that we hopefully have appeased you.
And we will tell you, stay tuned for New Year's Eve. We will tell you if we got anything.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Next week is New Year's Eve, so we'll give you an update on if we actually got presents.
And we'll have a guest or not or something. We're not going to tell.
We're not going to tell because we don't know yet.
No, I mean, it'll be perfect.
But,
who knows?
Well, I guess we'll close it up here because you people want to get back to
to give Christmas greetings, we should post so we don't have our real Grinch, our sponsor.
Yeah, Merry Christmas from them. Our sponsor. This episode brought to you by Upsitnik and Associates Law Offices, serving you, the people, for over 40 years this year. Find them on Facebook, Upsitnik and Associates. Find them online, upsitnikslaw.com. You got anything else?
Yeah, we have
to
end this with a little happy tune.
I agree.
I have friends of mine, Los Straitjackets. They're a great band. They wear masks on stage. They're like luchadors who do surf music. And I have to give a shout out to El Gregorio, Greg Townsend, who's in it, Eddie Angel. And we're going to play a beautiful song. I don't know if it's beautiful or not, but it's from their Christmas album. It's Christmas in Las Vegas. And happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah. May Krampus not sticky in a bag.
And may Krampus break his leg on his way to your house so you know him by his limp.
That's all I've got.
So for all of us here at the carnival.
Ho, ho.
Now I have a machine
like
gun.
Ric Flair, I have to do another one.
Ho.
Yeah, make sure it does not copyright it.
But thank you guys.
And your nose is shiny.
Well, that's for a different reason. Thank you. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.